The following audio may contain the personal testimonials of some independent OPTAVIA coaches or clients of OPTAVIA. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified, and your individual path to healthy living and weight loss will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. In addition, this audio may contain income or earnings representations of some independent OPTAVIA coaches. OPTAVIA makes no guarantee of financial success. Success with OPTAVIA results from successful sales efforts, which requires hard work, diligence, skill, persistence, competence, and leadership. Please see the OPTAVIA Income Disclosure Statement for statistics on actual earnings of coaches under the U.S. Compensation Plan, which differs from the International Compensation Plan. Yours in health, the OPTAVIA team.
Well, good evening, everybody. We are so glad to have you with us tonight. My name is Corey, and this is my wife, Julie.
Hi, everybody.
And we are coaches with OPTAVIA, and so excited to be able to spend just a few minutes with you tonight talking about who we are, how we can assist you to move forward. So right now, this is crazy. We just opened the room just a minute ago, and there are right now over 2,500 participants watching, which is absolutely amazing. So we just want to tell you, there's a chat feature, and tonight there's going to be a couple different polls that we're going to ask you to participate in, and we're going to really want you to really participate in that. But there's a chat feature. If there's a story that's meaningful to you that you hear tonight, please add that to the chat. We would love to be interactive with you tonight. So just kind of rolling on tonight so that you are well aware of what you are here in. This is the Health and Hope Night. This is during the time slot that we normally have reserved for our Habits of Health community time. Tonight we are going to be having a combined Habits of Health community time plus a Stories of Success. Normally we do these at 8 p.m., the Stories of Success portion, and at 9 p.m. Eastern, at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, we have our Habits of Health community time talking through different components of our Habits of Health system. And we're going to continue with our regularly scheduled next week, but today we have a very special time called together to just share a little bit about you and how we can help you. So go ahead and put this in the chat. I want you to maybe put in the chat where it is that you are joining from. We love seeing the chat fill up because I know that we have people represented all over the United States. And right now, 3,131 people and counting logging in to see this tonight. Some of us are coaches, some are clients, and some are guests that are just trying to check out who we are and what this whole deal is all about. So if you want to go ahead and put in the chat, we are from Kentucky, and I don't know where you are, but it was a fantastic day today here in Kentucky. Gorgeous outside, beautiful, so amazing. Love the springtime, love getting outside, and I know that this is such an interesting time to be alive with a lot that is happening in our world, and we'll address some of that tonight because no more time is health and hope more apparent than it is now. So just going to have Julie maybe share a little bit of our story, and then we'll move into the call.
Well, welcome. I mean, if you're brand new, we're excited that you're here and that you've joined us. And I love that this is community time. I was inviting some people today and I said, I think we could all use some community, right? We could all use a little inspiration and positivity. And that's what we're here for tonight, is to just share. And our story started when Corey decided to reach out to a friend and really just say, hey, I'm not where I want to be in my health and I need to make some changes. And he did that. I watched him lose 30 pounds, but more than a number, I saw him just change his whole life. I got my husband back. You know, I had noticed before that he didn't have energy to do anything. He didn't want to play with our kids. He was tired all the time. And he wasn't the same, right? And for myself, we had just kind of put ourselves on the back burner. You know, you get busy with life and kids and your job and everything else, and you just don't take care of yourself. And that was something we were really lacking. And we just needed to change our priorities a little bit. And when we did that, it just made a world of difference.
Yeah. And listen, we know that there's a lot going on in our world today. And we do know this, that there's a whole lot that's happening in our world that I or we or anybody that you're going to hear talk tonight don't necessarily have answers to. We're not going to spend a lot of time talking to you tonight about what we don't know, and that would take a long time. We are going to talk to you a little bit about what we do know to be true. And that is that in a world that is filled with chaos and anxiety and bad habits and worry and fear and anxiety, that there are some things that are inside our control, and that there are going to be elements of challenging days, but that we can be filled with hope, knowing that there are still opportunities for us to be the best version of us. And we just want to talk a little bit about how we can help you do that, and how OPTAVIA has really remarkably changed our life in some drastic ways. And you're going to hear some stories tonight from some others that have been changed as well. So I'm going to get back into this PowerPoint tonight and tell you a little bit more about what we're about. So here's what we want to do. There's some polls that we're going to ask you to participate in. And we just really honestly would love to know who's watching tonight. So if you could take a minute, there's a poll that just popped up on your screen that asked, are you an OPTAVIA coach? If you're currently a coach, then click the coach button and hit submit. Are you a client or are you a guest? Are you just here saying, hey, I'm checking this whole deal out. I'm not really sure what this is all about. Someone invited me. Maybe I'm curious about my health or just want to move forward in my life. And that's what I'm here. So you're either a coach, you're a client, you're a guest. Participate, hit submit, and we will roll on. This just helps us tremendously to know exactly who is tuning in tonight. All right? So here's what we're going to do. Let me give you the agenda. I like it when I'm like in meetings like this and people tell me exactly what's going to happen. Like if you're one of those people that like to have things like laid out, you like agendas. I know like when we go to weddings or we go to graduations, I'm always like looking at the bullet points because I'm like, okay, what's coming next? I need to know. So I'm telling you, these are the bullet points. This is what's coming next. We're going to talk a little mindset. We're going to talk about how we can learn how to be awakened to the secrets of lifelong transformation, that this whole deal is not about a diet that's going to teach you how to lose weight temporarily, that we want to help you truly discover lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. We're going to get into some skill sets. You're going to learn from some people who have successfully created amazing results, and you're going to hear how they did it. You know, we want to give you some answers tonight. This isn't just about having you hear some stories and then moving on, although that's great. We love being transformed and we love hearing inspiration, but we want to give you some answers tonight. And then last, we want to give you some simple steps to move forward in your optimal health journey. If this is something where you're like, hey, I think I'd like to know more, we want to help you to know what to do if that is in fact you tonight. So we're going to hear about 4 things tonight. All right? 4 components to what make us us. You're going to hear about how we provide a coach that's going to be there along the journey with you. We're going to hear about the Habits of Health transformational system and our founder, Dr. Wayne Anderson, who is an amazing man who is dedicated to changing the world and has some phenomenal resources that will help you. We're going to talk about our supportive community that right now there's 4,091 people that are watching this call tonight, all on the same journey or desiring to be on the same journey as you. And then we're going to talk about how we can help you fuel your body for success to get the results that you desire. All right? So let's talk about a coach. Julie and I are coaches. You're going to hear from a couple of coaches tonight. What does it mean to have a coach? You know, I'll never forget when I had a phone call with my coach. His name's Dan. And I said, hey, I see all these pictures, and maybe you've seen people post pictures on social media, and you're like, I want to know more about what that is. And I had a call just like that 5.5 years ago, and I said, I've seen you. You've lost some weight. I want to know more. What is this all about? And he shared with me what the program is all about. And this is what I said to him. I said, thank you for sharing. I'm going to try things on my own. And if they don't work, I'll give you a call. And he said something to me that I've never forgotten. And it's 5.5 years ago. He said, Corey, that's great. I support you, but I want you to know something. If you could have done it on your own, you would have. The coach that you're going to have is not there to be the food police, not there to smack you on the wrist when you don't eat what you're supposed to. We are here to be a community of support to help you figure out what your why is, what your mission is, what you exactly want to accomplish, and then walk alongside you to help you accomplish it. You know, we're not your boss. Your coach is not your boss. I always tell our clients, I'm not your boss. Your why is the boss. You have a why that you're even on this call. There's a reason why you want to lose weight, more energy. Julie mentioned this. I was a shell of myself. I remember coming home from work, sitting on the couch. I'll never forget a picture that my daughter drew when I came home. She drew a picture from school, and she drew her mom in the kitchen making dinner, and she drew her and her sister playing Barbies, and she drew a picture of me sitting on the couch with a remote in my hands. That's how I was showing up to the people that I cared most about. And I didn't want that to be me anymore. And I needed someone to help me figure out that that's not what I wanted, and to walk alongside me to help make that a reality. So that coach is going to be there to be able to help you, support you, one-on-one support, to introduce you to a healthy lifestyle program, guide you towards the habits that we're going to talk about tonight, and to provide a resource for continuous encouragement and support. One thing I know is this: 4,177 people on this call right now. We're all different, but we're all alike in one way, and that's this: we all need to be encouraged. Life's tough, huh? We've learned that the last 3 or 4 weeks. There's moments, and we've learned in this age of social distancing how important it is to have the support of somebody else. And that we as people were never meant to be alone, and your coach is going to be there to help you. And again, I'll just say this: there's a lot of us that have been battling our habits for a long time, and maybe one of the reasons why is because we're trying to battle on our own, and we don't feel the support that we should be feeling. So I want to get into another poll, and this is going to pop up on your screen. And if you can answer this poll, it would be great. If you are a client, obviously, if you're a guest, you don't have to answer this because maybe you're like, I don't have a coach, so I can't answer that. But if you're a client or you're a coach, I want you to answer this question: how often do you typically connect with your coach? Do you connect once or twice a week, every other week, 1 or 2 times a month? Do you just call as needed? Or again, there's an option for you as a guest. Hey, you know what? I don't connect with a coach because I don't have one, but I'm excited to learn about what being a coach or what having a coach is, because I kind of like one. So respond however you want to, and we'll share the results from this one a little bit later on, just so you can see and be interactive with us tonight. So, but here's the deal. Next, I'm going to bring on a good friend who is a client of ours and has had a pretty remarkable transformation. I'll never forget the phone call that I had with him when he was really desiring to get healthy, needed to make some changes, and his transformation truly has been remarkable. And I would love to bring on for just a few minutes to share his story. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, Mike Braddock.
What's going on, everybody? It is absolutely my pleasure to be here tonight. Before I say anything about my journey, I've got to say this. I've got the greatest coach of all time. Like, Corey Baker is the man. He's the guy. He's the GOAT. The funny thing is we've never met in person. We've FaceTimed a few times. We've texted back and forth quite a bit. But when that poll came up, my answer wasn't there, because for a while in the beginning stages, I connected with my coach 3, 4, 5, 6 times a week. And we were constantly in contact. And it wasn't mostly him reaching out. It was me saying, hey, man, I'm struggling. And having a coach is so important in this journey. See, not too long ago, I was 340 pounds. And I woke up every single morning tired. I had a bad sleeping routine. I had a 2-year-old son who was a handful. And by lunchtime, by 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 5-hour energy, coffee, I tried it all. Could not take me out of the slump that I was in, could not take me out of the issue that I was having with my health. And I was raised in a family of habitual eaters. We eat because it's 8 a.m. We eat because it's noon. We eat because it's 7 p.m. We eat because of the clock. We don't eat because we're hungry. And I didn't understand the concept of fueling your body with food. It's not necessarily always for pleasure. It's for fueling your body. And so I talked to my pastor. I was moving into a new role as a campus pastor. We were opening a new location, and I knew I couldn't do it at the weight I was at. And more importantly than that, I knew I couldn't be an effective husband. I couldn't be an effective father at the weight that I was at. I was tired. My ankles were messed up. My knees were messed up. My lower back felt like it was coming apart. And I just talked to my pastor. I said, hey, do you have any wisdom? And he said, I know a guy. His name is Corey. Maybe I can link you guys up. And so my first call with Corey was kind of like, I don't know this guy. I'm taking my pastor's word on it. And I contacted him and he said, hey, when's your birthday? And I told him June. And he said, what would you like to weigh by your birthday? And I was like, I don't know. I'd like to lose like 80 pounds by my birthday. I don't know. And it was pretty lofty. I'm not going to tell you the amount of time that it was, but it was a pretty lofty goal. And the funny thing was I got to the place where I reached my birthday and I was 100 pounds down. And I've been sustaining around the 100-pound down mark. And it's simply because, number one, I've had a coach that believed in me, a coach that spoke life over me when I was down on myself, when I was struggling personally. And then most importantly, a coach who was equipping me with the right information to stay strong to the 5 and 1. He was equipping me with the encouragement that I needed to stay strong and stay true to the plan, because it's really easy to fall off. I don't know about you, but I watch TV and every once in a while that Outback Steakhouse commercial comes up. And that blue and onion, it doesn't look any less good than it did whenever I was off plan. I mean, let's be honest, it looks good. The temptation is there. But you get to the place where you get a couple of days, even a week or two in, and you're like, you know what, I'm building fortitude. I'm beginning to see results. I'm beginning to feel better. I'm beginning to look better. I'm beginning to get compliments. And I mean, I don't care who you are. I don't care how humble or how honest or how meek you are. Getting compliments about weight loss is amazing. It's amazing, because what it does is it says, hey, people are noticing. And then you begin to share pictures on social media. And I'm sharing pictures and Corey's texting me, bro, you look like a different person. What's going on? Like, how's it going? And I'm telling you what, my life has totally transformed. We launched our campus a couple of months back, and I could not have launched a campus at the weight that I started this thing at. And I'm telling you what, 340 pounds down to 230 pounds, it's life-changing. It's different. I talked to my family doctor, and he told me, he said, every pound you lose is about 7 pounds off of your knees. And I didn't really trust him. I didn't believe that. And then the first 10 pounds left. The second 10 pounds left. And I began to feel like I was 25 again. And I'm telling you what, there's not a better decision you can make. If you're on this call as a guest and you're looking for an opportunity to do something that is not going to absolutely deplete you and wear you out, but it's going to be something that can meet your lifestyle and that you can fit into your lifestyle, this OPTAVIA plan is the way to go. 5 and 1 is the way to go. And most importantly, a coach is the way to go. You've got to have a coach, because your coach is in your corner. He or she is going to encourage you. He's going to call life out of you. They're going to take your worst days and help you make them better. They're going to give you tips and tricks of the trade, because there's a really good chance your coach knows better than you do, right, Corey? You can amen that. But I'm telling you what, this is an amazing opportunity, and I cannot even put into words how blessed that I am and how blessed I've been by having Corey as my coach and having OPTAVIA 5 and 1 in my life. It's totally revolutionized the way that I live. So I'll pitch it back to you, Corey, and thank you for the opportunity.
I love it. Thank you for sharing, Mike. I love just hearing how your life has changed. So thank you. I think we get to share our poll results, which is awesome. Okay. So the question is, how often do you typically connect with your coach? 59% of you said once or twice a week. 9 of you said every other week. 7% is 1 to 2 times a month. 19% is as needed. And then we have some guests on here, 7%. So awesome. So most of you are connecting with your coach once or twice a week. Just like Mike said, you know, they are a little bit further down the road. They know a lot of things that you might not know yet, and they're there to help you. And I'm going to just touch real quick on our second component, which is our Habits of Health transformational system. And you can actually see a picture right here on the screen where we are showing all 3 components that we use. The first is Dr. A's Habits of Health that Corey talked a little bit about. It's an amazing resource. And have you ever had, or maybe you've ever thought, I wish I just had something to just tell me all the things I need to know about health. Like somebody just tell me what I need to know. That's what this book does. And that's what I love, is that, you know, we don't have to have everything figured out. This is going to teach us these things, and we're going to focus on our habits. And Mike even touched a little bit on this too. It gets a little easier as you start installing new habits in your life, right? We all have these habits we've had for years that maybe we don't even realize we've had, but really we want to start changing those into healthier habits. And how do we do that? Because habits can be hard to break, but installing new habits to replace that is really what we focus on. We do that through our life book. It's basically an interactive journal that you can write in every day. You're taking the knowledge that you're learning and you're putting it to practical daily use, and also using the Habits of Health app. That's a free resource that anybody can download. It's going to help you with habit installation every day, starting to do smaller steps towards better health. That's what's going to make a big change overall. So we focus on one healthy habit at a time, right? And we do these little things that all of a sudden add up to, like Mike was saying, these big changes. Like all of a sudden, whoa, I'm doing things I never did before. My life is looking different. And that's really what Habits of Health is all about, is that your body's going to get healthy through our structured eating plans, but we want to fill in those gaps of our healthy mind, because we all know we might have tried things or diets in the past where we've done things for a certain period of time. And then when we didn't do them anymore, what happened? We went back to our old habits, right? But this is installing these new habits so that we're not going back to the way it was before. We're taking this different route in our life, and that is what is making all the difference. So I am excited to have one of our clients, Elise, share with you her story and how the Habits of Health has changed her healthy mind. I love her story and her transformation. So Elise, I'd love for you to share a little bit of your story with everybody.
Yeah, thank you guys. Hope y'all are doing well. I love this picture, by the way, because if you see me on the right, I mean, I couldn't get a bigger smile because, y'all, that's my husband's hoodie. And I never thought I would ever be able to do that. That was like one of the biggest moments for me, and especially non-scale victory in my health journey. I was like, I grew up always like unhealthy and overweight, and you'd see all my girlfriends and they'd be like, oh, I'm wearing my boyfriend's hoodie, and I was like, man, I wish I could do that. I can't, like my boyfriend's gonna wear my hoodie, because I was always the bigger one, what I'm talking about. And so the fact that like my husband the other day, been one of my biggest supporters and said, hey babe, why don't you try on my hoodie? And I was like, yeah, okay, like that's gonna happen. And I was like, okay, let's try it. And it fit. And I was like, yes, this is awesome. And this is what I love. I've only been on program for not even 5 months yet. And already I'm seeing all these amazing non-scale victories that I'm so excited about. Like I said, growing up, always wanting to be healthy, overweight, but not knowing how, not knowing what to do. I got married and then I had a baby, and all the parents know that, especially in those first few weeks, months, years, it's just survival mode, especially in the first few months. And I literally was just like having like 5 Cokes a day and coffee and anything to survive. And I'd get to the end of the day and I'd sit there and go, what did I eat today? Like, did I eat anything? Like, what day is it? I don't even know. And as my daughter grew up, I kept in that cycle of just being unhealthy and not really taking care of myself. And it got to the point, I got to my 32nd birthday, and I remember just thinking, this is not the life that I wanted. This is not how I envisioned being a young mother and, raising children. I had no energy. I couldn't even get on the floor with my daughter, maybe 5 minutes. And then I'd be like, okay, mama needs a break. Mama needs to stay here and watch Netflix for the next day, because I'm just too exhausted, and I would use my daughter to hide, my extra fluff because I was so embarrassed. I was like, here, look at the baby. Look at, you want pictures on Facebook? Look at the baby because she's cute. Don't look at me, And I realized that I just was not comfortable in my own skin. And I was like, this is a problem. I'm 32. I shouldn't feel uncomfortable in my skin. And so I told my husband, I said, babe, something has to change. But I just need somebody to tell me, do this, do this, do this. Okay, I'll do it, because I cannot figure it out on my own. I've tried, I can't figure it out. I remember seeing my friend, and she had lost so much weight. And I remember being like, girl, what did you do? I got to do it. Like, just tell me what to do. And I said, but you know what? I'm going to give you 30 days because nothing ever works. So this probably won't ever work either. So I'm just going to give it 30 days. And it probably won't work, but we'll see, She's like, just trust me. Just trust me. I'm like, whatever. I've heard that before. And I did. And I gave it a good, honest 30 days. And I said, okay, I'm going to dive into this and do it the right way. And I got into my life book, was one of the biggest tools for me that has changed. I remember opening it up and seeing that Dr. A said, you get to rewrite your story. And I was like, wait, we do? Like, I don't have to keep living like this. Like my life and my future and my children's life can be different. I can rewrite that. Are you serious? Like, okay, let's figure out how to do that, you know? And it was simple. It was step by step. Like, y'all, it is simple. Like, that is my favorite thing, is that I just needed simple. My mom brain can't handle complicated. It needs simple. And so I was like, okay, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And guys, like I said, I'm only 5 months into it, not even, and I'm already rewriting my story. And the coolest thing is that I'm not only rewriting my story, I'm rewriting my daughter's story, my granddaughter's story, my great-granddaughter's story. Like, I'm already rewriting it. And it's how cool is that? Like, in the midst of all the crazy that's in the world, I get to continue to rewrite my story right now. I don't have to wait. I don't have to wait for the crazy to go. I'm in the middle of it, and I get to continue to do that. I have the option, I have the choice, and I'm choosing to rewrite my story. It doesn't matter if I'm quarantined, if I'm sitting in my house, I'm rewriting my story, y'all, because my daughter's worth it, my granddaughter's worth it, my great-granddaughter is worth it. And so I just, that has been like the biggest thing. And y'all, I'm not done. I still have like 80 more pounds that I need to be to actually be in like in a normal weight. So I still got a long way to go. But I have the foundation, I have the tools, I have the amazing coach, the amazing community, all of these things that you're going to hear about tonight. I have all the things, so I know I'm going to do it. And then when I reach my goal of my weight loss that I want to do, it doesn't stop there, because this is really about lifelong transformation. I have goals. I'm already starting to think about the things that I'm going to do once the 80 pounds comes off. Like, I'm like, oh, what can I do? What could I do? I don't know, y'all. I've never been that weight. Maybe when I was like, in 4th grade, maybe I was that way. I don't know. So I don't know what I can do, but it's fun to imagine and to see how am I going to rewrite my story. And so it's just been an amazing journey. I still have so much, like I said, non-scale victories of being able to fit into my husband's hoodie, but also sitting in a fold out chair and not worried if it's going to break, or not being like really anxious when I'm with a group of friends, in the good old days when we used to go out to eat, and, wondering are they going to choose a booth? I hope they don't choose a booth. Oh God, please choose a table. Like, please. Cause I don't want that embarrassment of like, excuse me, I gotta like, oops, I accidentally bumped into it. Cause I'm pushing it. Y'all know you've done that. Cause I've definitely done that so much. I don't do that anymore, but I did do that. And so there's so many non-scale victories that has given me my life back and the life of my family and my future. And so I am so forever grateful. Thank you guys for letting me share just a little bit about my story. And thank you guys. I'll pass back to Corey.
Wow, Elise, you are phenomenal. I love watching the chat just absolutely blow up. If you want some encouragement, go back and read through the people that you just inspired tonight, because it was a lot. I love that line she talked about from Dr. A's book, talking about rewriting your story. And I think there's a lot of people that want to rewrite their story. Talking to moms for a second, I know moms, you're used to putting yourself last a whole bunch, putting other people in front of yourself and constantly being selfless. And yet coming from a place of your health, understanding that, there needs to be a time when I put myself first, because when I show up as my best self, that's when I become a better mom and a better grandmother. And that's not just moms, but I know that moms are so selfless, and that can be such an easy thing to do, to put yourself last and at the expense of your own health. So thank you for sharing. That was awesome. All right, let's get back into this. So now we're going to talk a little bit about our amazing community. Part of the community we're allowing you to come in and see a little bit of tonight. Lots of support. I don't know if you're seeing the chat, but it is absolutely blown up. I'm looking at 1,000 comments right now. Blown up with comments of support. We have phenomenal community that is going to be there, that is going to root you on, cheer you on, to rewrite your story. Because what I love is that you can come on a call like this and listen to somebody else rewrite their story, and that's amazing, and it's inspiring, and it's emotional, and it's awesome. You know what's even better? When you can rewrite yours. I say this to a lot of our clients a lot. I say, hey, I could show you 1,000 before and after pictures, but the one I most want to show you is yours. So we have cool, we're in an age of social distancing. Not a month ago, not many people knew what Zoom was. Now everybody's got Zoom. We've got awesome community events that, whether we're social distancing or not, we can still have community. Virtual, weekly community events. Habits of Health community time. We do this on Wednesday nights at 8:30. We can all jump on and learn about different habits together. We've got an amazing nutrition support team. If you have specific nutrition questions, sometimes people are different and they have different things that need to happen nutritionally for their body and challenges that they may individually face. We have an awesome nutrition support team that can help you with what's happening individually with you. You have client support pages. We have an OPTAVIA Facebook page. Just so many different things, not to mention the awesome support that you're going to get from your coach. And I want to ask another client. We've had a couple coaches and a couple clients. This is Amanda Fields. This is Amanda's first time sharing. Amanda's been a client for recent, and has already had a pretty awesome story. And as I was talking to her and just hearing her share a little bit about community and why community has meant so much to her on this journey, I was like, man, I'd love to have you share that on our call that we're having on Wednesday night. So Amanda's a client, and she's had amazing, it's funny, she's a client, but she comes to us from where our headquarters are at. We're in Baltimore. Pretty cool. But Amanda, why don't you come off and share a little bit about your story and talk a little bit about how amazing this community has been for your success.
Hi, everybody. So yes, welcome from Baltimore, Maryland. I have only been with this program for just a little while, and I am a director in another direct sales company, and I absolutely love what I do because the community that I have is amazing. And whenever I go and do different things, I'm always looking for a community like the one that I have come from, because that is super important to me. We are in the business of relationships, and so that's what I look for whenever I join another program or company or anything like that. So a little bit of backstory about me. I hail from Ohio, and I was like 100 pounds when I graduated from high school. Okay, I've never had a weight issue before in my life. I get married, have one kid, lost the weight right away, have a second kid, a little bit stayed on, third kid, a little bit more stayed on, fourth kid. Yeah, so I got there and I realized that I didn't really know how to lose the weight. I would exercise and nothing would come off. I had tried things where, I drank my meals and it was not me. I get hangry real fast and it is not pretty at all. And so I kept looking and looking, and I was on Facebook one day, and actually my coach is a childhood friend of my husband's, and he had put out there saying, hey, if anybody wants to hear, I've lost a whole bunch of weight, and if you want to hear my journey and what I've done. And so I did. I hopped on his call, and I heard about it before he was even done. I was like, I'm done. This is what I need to do. I am the kind of person that I need somebody to hold my hand. I need somebody to tell me, this is what you eat, this is when you eat, and this is how you can make your meals for yourself healthy. Because being from the Midwest, I am a meat and potatoes girl, okay? I love meat and potatoes, and I could eat it all the time. And I'm also a candy whore. I love sweets. I could eat probably breakfast, lunch, and dinner candy. And so when I started with this, I asked my coach, who was amazing, I said, so goldfish crackers, 100 pack of goldfish crackers is not healthy eating? That's not a good snack? And he laughed at me. So the support that I got starting out was amazing. And huge shout out to Ross and Amy Wiseman. They are awesome coaches. Again, being from another company and being in direct sales for pretty much my whole adult life, I am really wary of people that try to sell me something. And this is not it at all. It's very much about a community and people helping other people. And we're all in this together. And we've got a Facebook community. It's called the Path to Awesome. And it's awesome honestly, you've got people cheering you on all the time. You've got people, are sharing the same story that you've had. Maybe you have a setback, and everybody will be like, "Get back on that horse and ride, girl. You can do it. You can do this. Don't let one little thing, knock you off." And so that's what I have absolutely loved about this. My coaches have not been pushy or preachy or anything like that at all. The community has been absolutely amazing. I feel thankful to be part of such a wonderful company and a wonderful community of people that are honestly looking out for your best health and helping you reach that, and helping you to learn. Like Corey said, it's not a diet. If you think of it as a diet, you might not succeed, because this is a lifestyle change for you. And for me, who is the Midwest girl, the meat and potatoes girl, this has been the easiest thing that I have ever done. I am not hangry. I can eat my OPTAVIA brownie and be a happy girl, or my hot chocolate, and I am loving this. So if you are thinking about, joining, or if you are a member of OPTAVIA, I can't say enough amazing things about the community. Thank you again for this opportunity, and I hope you like the story. Thanks.
Amanda, thank you. I love hearing that, because we're better together, right? We are so much better when we have the surroundings of other people with our community just cheering us on, right? I know I have this, there's a meme that says behind every successful person, there's a group text of people cheering you on. And that's kind of what it's like. I mean, we're laughing about that because we all have these group texts with friends and people like going, yeah, you can do it. And that's really what our community is all about. So thank you for sharing. And next we get to talk about, go back to our
sorry.
PowerPoint. We're going to
I
talk
shared
about,
the wrong thing.
That's okay.
Where did it go?
You might have
There we go. Sorry.
I get to talk about our healthy fuelings,
There we go.
which Amanda touched a little bit about, and just how easy and simple our programs are, which you've heard echoed from everybody on here. We do have a number of optimal health programs, so your coach is really going to be the one that's going to help you decide which one is best for you. However, our most popular program, we're going to talk a little bit about, it's called the 5-in-1 Optimal Weight Loss Program, and we incorporate our fuelings. And a little bit of what it looks like is that you're eating 6 times a day. So every 2 to 3 hours. And I know for some people, that's actually maybe a lot more than what you currently are eating. I know Elise said, you go all day, you don't realize that you're not even eating. But every couple of hours, you're gonna eat an OPTAVIA fueling. What's awesome is they're nutrient dense, they're carb controlled, all your macros are balanced in here. Protein, carbs, everything is already figured out for you. So that's what's awesome, is you don't have to figure all of that out, right? It's simple, it's there for you. They're scientifically designed. They have high-grade probiotic in them, vitamins, nutrients, all the things that are gonna help you get all of your nutrition that you need at every stage of your journey. So the 5-in-1 is for people who are wanting to lose weight. And I love this program because you're gonna eat 5 of our fuelings during the day, every 2 to 3 hours. Then you're also going to eat what we call a lean and green meal. So that's your protein and your vegetables. You're going to weigh that, measure that, make sure that your portion size is correct, but we provide you with recipes for that. We even have a restaurant guide if you're wanting to order out food these days. But we want to be able to teach you those things and how to prepare healthy portion size, portion control, and really what this program is going to do is it's going to help you not to be hangry, right? We just talked about being hangry. And I know sometimes that's what happens, right? We get busy and preoccupied, we forget to eat. And then by the time we do eat, we will eat anything because we're starving. So we want to balance out your blood sugars. We want to help you eat every few hours so that you're not hangry throughout your day. You're getting all the nutrition that you need. You're losing weight. You're feeling good, because that's really important. Nobody wants to be losing weight and feeling tired and exhausted, right? Or hangry and angry and just not in a good mood. Like that's no fun. But on our programs, that's what's so great, is that it's already planned out for you. Your food, our fuelings come straight to you. They get shipped straight to your door. And I love that because it's simple. And I hear all the time people saying, well, you just tell me what to eat. Just tell me what to eat and I will do it. Well, we can, right? Our programs are there to help you exactly know what to eat, when to eat. We also want to help you drink about 64 ounces of water every day. That's also going to aid in your weight loss. It's going to help you with hydration. You're going to work on these healthy habits in addition to your plan. And what's great is your coach is going to coach you through your plan, right? It's simple, but they're going to help you have it be the most effective for you. And we love our healthy fuelings. I know you heard a lot of people just kind of reference them because they're something that we really love. We enjoy eating. And I want to have one of our clients and coaches, Wayne Pendle, come on and just talk about his structured eating plan, right? His story, a little bit of how this has helped him not only lose weight, but really just continue those healthy habits long past weight loss into transition as well. So Wayne, are you there?
I am here. Thanks, Julie, and thanks, Corey. And let me just give a shout out to you guys. I am honored to have you as part of my mentorship team and my coaches and community of support. So could not have done this without. Well, you see several pictures on the screen. The middle one is me holding turkeys, because I used to be a turkey, and now I can hold my body weight in the amount of pounds I lost in those turkeys. And also have to give a big shout out to my wife, Courtney. She's the one that said yes to program first. And guys, I don't know if this has ever happened to you. Corey, I know it's happened to you. Anybody ever got that elbow in the ribs from your spouse? You know, like, you might want to try this, big boy. So I did. So let me tell you a quick story. This happened several months ago. I am somewhere in the B concourse at DFW Airport. It's about 10:30 at night. It has been already 3 flight changes that have taken place due to mechanical and weather. And I asked myself, could I have done some type of healthy eating program at 10:30 at night in DFW B concourse? Doubtful. But you know what I did do? Pulled in my bag right here and pulled out this guy right here. Let me tell you something. I don't need complicated. I don't need color code. I don't need math. I just need, as my coach would say, it's goof proof. All you got to do is unwrap it and eat it and drink your water. And I don't know what it is, but I asked Dr. A recently, I said, is it magic food? I mean, what is this? And what he said was, Wayne, your body's getting for the first time probably in its whole life the right balance of nutrients in an easy, convenient way. So I look at it as healthy fast food. I was already eating 6 times a day. I was just eating crap. So I realized if I can do this on my worst day in a DFW airport after a very long day, because I travel a lot for work. I'm a corporate trainer and I do a lot of strategic planning and leadership development. So I'm always in Ubers and hotels and client sites. That's no longer the case. But I'm grateful to be an OPTAVIA coach and what that has done for our family. But more than that, I am able to place my body in the proper position to have all of those nutrients. And so my analogy is this, because it's food, right? So there's 2 fuel stations. You know, you've been on one of those road trips and you pull off, and we always stop at a Love's. Anybody else? You know what I'm talking about? Love's. They just got like, and we have a Buc-ee's where I live in Alabama. It's got like 400,000 pumps. Like, I don't know. It's a really weird like Texas thing that they brought over here. But anyway, you pull off and there's 2 fuel stations. One has absolutely crappy fuel that's going to destroy your engine. It's absolutely going to break it. Across the street is premium fuel that's absolutely going to make your engine operate at maximum performance. And they're both the same price. Now, why in the world would you pull over and say, you know what? I just feel like putting crap in my car. When right across the street, waiting for you, waving with one of those little guys in the, Corey, help me out. You know, the little balloon guy with the thing in it that's waving at you? I don't know what I'm talking about, right? So there's all these signs saying, come over here. Well, guys, that's how I look at these right here. I am putting fuel, and I love that Dr. A called them fuelings and not food, because it gives my mindset, as Elise talked about, the habits of health is changing this. I didn't have a stomach issue, guys. I had a brain issue, but I needed to learn how to install a healthy habit into my life. I couldn't do it on my own. I certainly couldn't, and Julie talked about this, eating 6 times a day. I could not go out and fix on my own 6 low glycemic, portion controlled, nutrient dense meals with the perfect balance of macros. I mean, can anyone else do that? I didn't have access to that. I didn't have the know-how. I didn't have the time. I was living chaotic, hair on fire days. But what I could do in an Uber is unwrap one of these and know that my body was getting the exact fuel it needs. And Dr. A talks about this in his life book. We've got to make a micro habit which is a habit that's so easy to do. We can do it on our worst day. And here we are at home, quarantined, with a closet full of feelings. And I'm knowing in the middle of all the chaos that's going on that I cannot control. What I can control are two things: the words that are coming out of my mouth, which the life book is helping me with. Emotional mismanagement was a big deal for me. The words coming out of my mouth and the fuel that's going in my mouth. Those two things I absolutely can control. So I am so grateful. Courtney and I came on program. We lost 100 combined pounds. We have not only reached our healthy weight, but maintained it. We are living our best life. Here I am in my late 40s. Courtney says I'm at my Army weight. I served as an Army officer when I was in my early 20s and mid 20s. I'm at that weight. I'm in the best shape of my life, primarily because I needed easy, simple, goof-proof, able to do it on my worst day when it's a crappy Wednesday and I'm in a DFW airport. That's the type of plan I needed for my life. And I don't know about you, but I didn't need another ball to juggle to try to figure out, because January 1st, you can do anything. But come April, May, June, is it sustainable? Is it duplicatable? Does it have the results? And I love the fact that there are decades worth of science behind it. Someone recently asked me, what's the contents of it? I said, who cares? You open it, you pour it in a mixer. Don't eat it dry, by the way. And you pour it in a mixer and you drink it and it does amazing things. Who cares? But really behind it, there's some amazing things in there. So when you combine these things right here, Dr. A's book, his life book, and get your mindset healthy, you lean into your coach who's not your hero, but they're there as your biggest cheerleader. You partner in with this community and you are able to take this easy, goof-proof way to put nutrients into your body. Guys, I'm telling you, for me, it was a no-brainer to say yes to this, and proudly now helping other people do the same thing. So thanks, Corey, for introducing OPTAVIA into our family, because of you guys that said yes, our family. And I love what you said, Elise. I am changing generations, all because I unwrapped a bar. The only people that me for when I wasn't successful, and guys, I'm just telling you, this is my personal journey. I never was unfaithful to the program when I was on the 5 and 1, because I realized the only way I can screw this up is to complicate it, right? Dr. A has made this so goof-proof. The only way to screw it up is to overthink it. So I just stayed stupid and got healthy. And now I get to help other people do the same thing. So thanks for letting me share, buddy.
You know, Wayne, it's so awesome. I say this to a lot of our clients a lot because they'll say things like, hey, you know what? When's my cheat day? And I was telling them this, like, hey, listen, here's the bottom line. If you modify the program, you can. You're just going to get modified results. If you're okay with being hungry a lot and not having great results and, you know, losing really, really, really slow, then sure. But here's the deal. You don't need to, because it's laid out for you. It's planned. It's easy to follow. It's simple. And the results, amazing. All right. So let's get back into this. We are almost done. Guys, thank you for sticking with us. I know we've had a few stories, and I hope that all of them in one way or another really inspired you. And maybe there was one that just really felt that they were talking to you. And that was the whole point of having some variety of stories on. So let's get back into this, and we're almost done. Stick with us. All right. So poll. We talked about 4 components tonight. Which of these 4 do you feel is going to be the most helpful to you when going on and deciding if this is something that you want to do, right? Which one? Is it having a coach? Maybe the Habits of Health transformational system that Elise was talking about, that would be a really, really helpful thing to you on your journey. Maybe as Amanda was talking about community, man, just that support, that togetherness, I really need that. Or as Wayne was saying, having something that's an easy plan to follow, that you can follow even on your worst, most challenging day. So here's the deal. What happens when you become the best version of you? And again, it's not about weight loss, but there's a lot of people that come into the program needing to get down to a number that they're not currently at. So sometimes weight loss is a part of what we're doing. So the truth is, when you become the best version of you physically, people notice that. You know what I love about these stories tonight? I did this on purpose. Mike shared at the beginning, he's a client. You know what Mike's done? Mike's lost over 100 pounds. You know what happens? A ton of people have asked Mike what he's doing, and Mike is not at the place where he is wanting to be a coach right now. And you know what? That's okay. Because this isn't about making someone do something. This is about helping you do what's best for you. And Mike has said, hey, all these people are coming to me wanting to know what I'm doing. Can I refer them to you as a coach? Yes. So as you transform, you're going to get a lot of support and encouragement, and people are going to tell you a lot of great things. That's awesome. You can refer them. If you don't want to be a coach, that's fine. You can refer them. Or like Amanda was saying, hey, you know what? I think I'm kind of loving this whole community deal, and maybe I'm curious about being a coach, and you certainly can do that too. That is completely up to you. There are lots of great options that are there. And let me just say before I move forward that I think there's probably some people that have some questions tonight, right? And we'll get into what to do because I see the chats lining up, lots of questions, and we'll get into that. But in terms of being a coach, there's lots of benefits, right? I think the biggest one is that it's going to reinforce your decision to be healthy. Like being a coach has been the best thing that I could have ever done for my own health journey because you know what? I know I got eyes watching me. And that helps me to stay focused that, hey, I need to not only be strong and healthy and the best version of me for me, but I got a lot of people that I'm helping and inspiring, so it helps me to stay focused. It makes a difference. I think we all want to be a part of something that has purpose. We want to be a part of something knowing that we are positively impacting the life of someone else. Guys, you know what? We talk about this a lot. You know what one of the best things I can say about coaching is? So much fun. We tend to make decisions in life based on what we think is going to make us happy. And if something makes us happy, that's what we want. And this is just so much fun, so rewarding. Compensation, yeah, there's great opportunities for compensation. There's great stories of people that have been able to use income from coaching to greatly assist them and their family. You know, many have been able to be charitable and generous as a result. Maybe it has to do with being and fulfilling financial needs, goals, and something that you need just to make it through each month. Maybe for you, it's about, I'd like to have something to leave my kids, about a legacy. Maybe that's something that coaching can provide to you too. So what do you do now? I guess there's probably some that have some actions or some questions, and they're like, hey, you talked about these feelings and how much does it cost and what does everything taste like? Listen, you're going to have questions, and that's okay. But here's what you do. Somebody invited you to watch this. Somebody invited you to watch it live. Somebody sent you this recording. They care about you. Reach out, have a conversation, tell them you saw this, and ask them what's next. They can get into specific conversations with you. Julie mentioned this. We talked about 5-in-1 plan. We actually have other plans. We got a great plan for diabetics. We've got a nursing moms plan. We got different plans that are out there. So the fact is the cost is going to be very, based on what your needs are. So have a conversation with the person that invited you and ask them what it would look like if you became a client. What would it look like? And they will be able to have a personal individual. That's what makes this so unique. We are not just throwing figures out there. We want conversation. We want community. We want relationship because that's what works. So we want to encourage you to make the decision, not just to be a client, not just to sign up for some program, but make a decision to say, I want to incorporate all 4 of these components to help me reach my goals. Because I don't know about you, when I lost weight, I didn't have any desire to find it again. This isn't about doing some diet that I can temporarily lose weight, do a diet, get off the diet. I get that question a lot. What happens when I reach my goal weight? What happens when I get off the diet? Well, you know what? You don't ever get off the diet because it's not a diet. Now, yes, your eating will change as your weight varies. But the goal is, we're not just looking for a change for 30 days. We're not just looking for a temporary diet. We want to help you find lasting change. So we want to invite you, jump in to everything that OPTAVIA has to offer because it can be something that truly changes a lot for you. So we got one more poll. And that is, how would you rate this time that we had together today? Did we do an excellent job? This is just me completely asking for good. No, I'm not asking. Saying, maybe he was like, man, that guy just talked too much. Hey, was this excellent? Was this very good? We love feedback. We and OPTAVIA, I love that they are always striving to continuously get better and continue to bring calls like this to you each and every week. so that we can add value and help you become the best version of you. So take a few minutes or seconds, answer that poll, hit submit. We certainly appreciate you playing along with us tonight and participating in the different polls that we have. And wanted to just give you a couple of different things. I don't know if you want to mention, just again, reiterate some of the different Habit Health media options that are available, and then we'll close.
Yeah, I just love all the platforms that we're on. OPTAVIA has a YouTube channel. I know many people aren't aware of that, but you can follow them. They also have a podcast. So if you have, and these are all apps on your phone. So if you have these, go ahead and, pull your phone out right now, subscribe to these things so that you remember, right? I know sometimes even if you've been in the community for a while, you forget about all the resources. So go ahead and subscribe to the podcast, the YouTube, make sure that you are opting into OPTAVIA texts. They'll actually remind you about these calls that we have every single Wednesday night, and keep utilizing all the aspects of Habits of Health.
Yeah. And lastly, just want to say that next week, right back at our originally scheduled time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, my great friend Carissa is going to be going back into the Life Book, talking about Element 8, which is learning how to eat every 3 hours, which is absolutely such an important thing. And so, guys, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for spending some time with us tonight. Thanks for listening to us, to all of those that shared their stories, to Mike and Elise and Amanda and Wayne. Thank you. Thanks for hanging out with us. I hope this was inspiring. And guys, I know that we're living in challenging days. And there's a lot of reason and potential to be afraid and to be anxious. But just as Wayne said, there are a couple things that we can control. And we want to help you make sure that we are not allowing those things that we cannot control to impact the things that we can. And the food that you eat and the company that you keep are things you can control. And we want to help make sure that those are the best things for you. Thank you guys for spending some time with us tonight. Have a great rest of your night, and we will talk to you again very soon. Good night, everybody.
Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.
This audio may have contained the personal testimonials of some independent OPTAVIA coaches or clients of OPTAVIA. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified, and your individual path to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. In addition, this audio may have contained income or earnings representations of some independent OPTAVIA coaches. OPTAVIA makes no guarantee of financial success. Success with OPTAVIA results from successful sales efforts, which requires hard work, diligence, skill, persistence, competence, and leadership. Please see the OPTAVIA income disclosure statement for statistics on actual earnings of coaches under the U.S. compensation plan, which differs from the international compensation plan. Yours in health, the OPTAVIA team.